Before we jump in, do me a quick favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a like, and drop a comment down below. It really helps the channel grow. All right, so what if I told you that most of what we're taught about building wealth is actually a trap? That the safe path is really just designed to keep you playing a very, very slow game?
You know, for most of us, the idea of becoming a millionaire feels completely out of reach. It's like this mystical achievement that's just reserved for, I don't know, tech geniuses or lottery winners. It just doesn't feel possible for the average person.
And that's where this really critical idea comes in. What if that safe path everybody preaches is the real trap? What if all that conventional wisdom is the very thing holding you back from ever building real wealth?
So let's talk about the problem here. Most people, and maybe you too, approach wealth completely backwards. We're taught to focus on cutting expenses, on living frugally, and trying to save our way to the top. It feels responsible, right? It feels safe. But when you look at the math, it's a deeply, deeply flawed strategy.
Let's just run the numbers for a second. Let's say you manage to save $500 a month. And honestly, that's way more than most people can actually manage to put away. It sounds like you're doing a great job, doesn't it? Well, if you saved that $500 every single month, it would take you 167 years to hit $1 million. Let that sink in. 167 years. That number alone should be a massive red flag that something is seriously wrong with this approach.
And look, even if you become a super saver, okay? Let's say you're putting away $2,000 a month, which is a huge amount. You're still looking at over 40 years to get to that $1 million mark. This is all the proof you need that you are playing the wrong game entirely.
This is exactly why we need a totally new strategy. And the first one, this is the most critical one of all. You have to adopt an income-first mindset. You have to completely flip the script in your head, away from saving and towards earning. The shift is so simple, but it is profound. You stop asking, how can I save more money? And you start asking, how can I earn more money? Just imagine for a second redirecting every single hour you spend hunting for coupon codes and discounts, and instead pouring that energy into activities that actually increase your income. This leads you to ask the questions that actually move the needle. Questions like, what new skills can I learn that will get me paid more? How can I make my money start working way harder than I do? And maybe the most important one, how can I monetize the skills I already have right now? This way of thinking, it changes the entire equation.
Okay, so once you're focused on income, the big temptation is to start like a dozen different side hustles at once. This is a massive mistake. Real power, real momentum comes from strategy number 2, committing deeply to just one thing. And listen, there's a huge difference between being interested in something and being committed. When you're just interested, you work on it when it's easy, when it's convenient, but when you're truly committed, you do whatever it takes to give that one thing the absolute best shot at success. Period.
Think about it like this. What if you committed to a platform like YouTube for just 3 months? That means going all in. It means saying no to other projects, maybe even some social events, and definitely saying no to all those new shiny ideas that pop into your head. It's about focusing every single spare minute you have on that one goal, because that intense focus is where real momentum is born.
Which brings us right into strategy 3, skills. Because here's the hard truth. Your 9-to-5 day job probably isn't going to make you a millionaire. And the skills you're learning there, they often don't really transfer to building wealth on your own terms. So you need to focus on what we call leverage skills. Now, these aren't skills that just make you a little bit better at your job. No. These are skills that solve expensive problems or create scalable value. They're the kind of skills that fundamentally change the game for you.
So here's a really simple, actionable plan for you. Commit to learning one new leverage skill per quarter. Imagine this. In the first quarter, you master sales and persuasion. In the second, you layer on digital marketing. Then in the third, you learn how to analyze data. By the end of the year, you've combined those powerful new skills with what you already know, and you've unlocked opportunities that didn't even exist for you 12 months ago. All right, strategy number 4 might just be the most overlooked piece of the puzzle. You have to protect your energy. Building wealth isn't just about spreadsheets and tactics. It is overwhelmingly a mental game.
You see, success in this area is something like 80% mindset and only 20% mechanics. But what do most of us do? We burn all our precious mental energy on things that are actively working against us.
We forget that our mental state is the foundation. It's what allows us to even spot opportunities and take action in the first place.
This means you have to be absolutely ruthless about eliminating energy drains. Stop judging other people. Stop doom scrolling all the negative news. And for goodness sakes, stop the endless comparison game on social media. You have to protect your headspace like your entire financial future depends on it. Because, well, it does.
And finally, we have strategy 5. This is all about fighting off that feeling of discouragement. Instead of obsessing over this massive, far-off goal of $1 million, you need to fall in love with the process, with the daily actions that are actually going to get you there. Because, let's be real for a minute, when you're just starting out, that gap between where you are today and where you want to be, it can feel absolutely crushing. It feels impossible. If you're constantly measuring yourself against that huge finish line, every single day just feels like another failure. This is exactly where the process mindset saves the day. You shift your focus from that massive, intimidating outcome to the small, controllable things you can do today. You focus on learning that skill, creating that piece of content, making that one sales call. When you focus on the process, every single day can feel like a win.
Because here's the magic. When you get the process right, day after day, that big outcome, it becomes almost inevitable. That $1 million stops being a question of if you'll get there, and it becomes simply a question of when.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. What's the one daily process you will commit to starting today? Think about it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you found this valuable, subscribing to the channel and liking the video really goes a long way. I'll see you next time.